Ah, short hair, my head's so shiny. Oh, I don't like that. Much better. Oy vey. Yar, it be National Talk Like a Pirate Day. Let's do this. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows today, guys. I'm sorry. Going back to, of course, the attacks on America all over the Middle Eastern and other parts of the world, apparently. First off, Al-Qaeda is putting out a hit, basically, on U.S. diplomats where, you know, if you kill them, you go to heaven or whatever, you know, instead of blowing yourself up for their religion. I don't know. I really don't understand all of it. But this among things like one of the Indonesian consulates having to close today because of protests that are going on, and a cleric that they have in jail, who I'm not going to name because he's not important, but what he says is important because people listen to him. Quote, "What happened in Libya can be replicated. Punishment for defaming God and the Prophet is death. There is no excuse." So apparently, this religion of peace, I'm sorry not to be intolerant, but apparently not so peaceful. But that's okay with France because France is just banning those kind of protests, period. No protests about the innocence of Muslim films at all. You'll be arrested if you assemble for it. You know, good job a little bit, you know, there, France. But you're going to have worse problems now, France, now that Charlie Hebdo, your weekly magazine, has published cartoons depicting the Prophet Muhammad in provocative positions. We're not going to show any of that because, well, I don't want a holy war waged on me, honestly. But France is probably going to have their own problems, and thusly they have closed at least 20 of their foreign embassies in Muslim countries. So at least they are understanding the depth of the situation. But to jump from the downside of Islam to the slightly more upbeat, well, a cleric in Iran was walking through one of the towns like he does, and he saw a woman who was not as covered as she, quote, should be. So he went up and told her, "You are badly covered. Cover your shame, woman." Essentially, I'm paraphrasing here. But the woman wasn't having any of that and told him to go sit on it, and then pushed him violently till he fell down, and then started kicking him and punching him repeatedly, allegedly, to which he allegedly spent 3 days in the hospital because, you know, these clerics are so fragile that a woman who they subdue and look down upon actually beat the living snot out of him. I mean, no, that's bad. Don't beat people up. Gonna keep this world news train a-chugging up to Germany, where the Chancellor has politely asked the public not to use Microsoft's Internet Explorer now that a bug has been exploited in it that could release malware onto your computer. Because Microsoft has never fixed that in all of the updates to any of the Internet Explorers ever. Let's move on to Denver, where a man in Centennial, or an area around Denver, has won $7 million in what is being dubbed the popcorn lung case. Now, if you have no idea what that is, I will give you a brief history on it. Apparently, when they are making the popcorns, the flavorings that they put into some of that popcorn, particularly some of the butter flavorings that are artificial and horrible for you, are artificial and horrible for you. So, you know, people there breathe it in, and they've been able to sue and win things. So this man who has been eating this buttered popcorn for years and years and years and years, I mean, you know, every day, you know, pops it open, inhales the stuff, and has had a lung disease diagnosed that sources this chemical from this artificial flavoring. By the way, artificial flavorings are bad, okay? Maybe we should, you know, stop using them. But that's not the worst of things that are plaguing us today. If you drive down the street and you pass your local fast food joint, you should hold your breath, because apparently the smoke caused from one of your burgers being cooked at one of those restaurants is worse than a truck driving 140 miles 140 miles, a truck, like an 18-wheeler truck. Are you kidding me? Whatever, California, go sit on your science and whatever. I'll eat my burgers whenever I want. Really, though, I'm actually starting to lose weight a little bit, so I'm really not going to be eating a whole lot of burgers. I'm going to be eating some sandwiches that I used to make once upon a time, though. But and today, we are bringing it back to Houston, where a mom in LaPorte had been letting her kids out to play like she does, and she was sitting on her lawn chair like she does, and they were in a cul-de-sac, so it was pretty safe, and the kids were riding their scooters around, and, you know, yay for that. But a neighbor wasn't having that when she saw the kids, but didn't see the mom who was on her lawn in a lawn chair. So the neighbor called the police and charged that the mom was endangering her children by letting them play outside unsupervised. Now, that wouldn't be so bad, except the police department decided, okay, we're going to take this neighbor's word for it without any evidence whatsoever, and we're going to go to the mom's house and arrest her. They took this mom to jail without any evidence for 18 hours, where she didn't even really understand what was going on. So the mom is striking back, suing the police department, suing the neighbor for wrongful arrest and whatever the heck that neighbor was doing. When confronted by the news, by the way, the neighbor had no comment, no, nothing at all. So, you know, she doesn't even have any defense for her position, apparently, to the public, if not in court. So, good job, lady. I hope you win some money and do wonderful things for your kids. I hate people who think that they're better parents than parents. But that's all I really have today for you guys. Thank you so much for watching The Extraordinary Times. There's a like button and a favorite button, and you can subscribe if you want on YouTube. We love that. And you can share us with your friends. I love it when you share us with your friends because we get new viewers. And, you know, you can comment on our video if you want to. We talk about that at the very end. You could go all the way to the very end. We do fun stuff over there. If you're still listening, oh my gosh, I love you. Thank you so much. We will see you later. And until next time, talk like a pirate. No, really, don't talk like a pirate. Be aware. Fart monkeys. I said it's distracting as hell, even if it's not loud enough to be picked up. It's okay.